Since we started GoGuru, we've seen so many versions of implementation that we never even expected. The cool thing about technology is always evolving, and we want to be part of that evolution. Both for the original reason we built it, the evolution of our internal agency, but then also now that we have well over 1,000 agencies using the platform, we see a much more rapid version of the evolution of the system. There are things that we're seeing people do with it that in the beginning it's like we had all these elementary ideas about how it would be used, just from like looking through customer data and all of that. But then we have gotten to the point where we've seen 100-leg automations completely built. But now with the push to GoGuruX, it's going to expand even more on how it can be used. So just really excited about all the ways that we're going to see this platform continue to expand. And it's part of what gets us up in the morning is actually things that we didn't even think of and being able to evolve to suit those things.
Oh, hands down, the user experience was the biggest thing for us. I think anytime we talked to anybody who wanted to cancel a GoGuru subscription or had used it in the past and moved away from it, almost always the answer was it was too complicated, it just wasn't user friendly. And so that was the immediate thing that we had to address. We had to give the user a better experience, because no matter how powerful or robust the system is on the back end, 98% of the people using it on a day-to-day basis are the agents that are entering the data and getting the data out. And so we have to be able to simplify that user experience. And so that was the feedback that agents kept giving us. It's not friendly enough, it's not easy enough to use. And so I think we've accomplished that with the new platform. And it's kind of in the name. The GoGuruX is kind of the game changer for it. It's the experience for sure.
I mean, when you go out and you look for a tool, there are so many monstrous systems that need intense customization. When I started, in the CRM journey, there were not a lot of CRMs that were specifically for the life and health insurance industry. And when we did start, building our own, we realized. Actually, going back, before we started building our own system, we would try to explore other systems that were out there, and they were so large and had so much potential that the amount of cultivation to really chisel it down into what we needed was either going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, or we were going to have to build it ourselves from the ground up.
The ability to just handle some of our data points. So with a lot of the CRMs, and even with Go High Level, as customizable as it wasn't ever a CRM that was built specifically to handle what we were capturing as insurance agents. And so as insurance agents, we're dealing with a lot of PHI a lot of times, Medicare Medicare beneficiary numbers, and so Social Security numbers, and a lot of the times, you don't want to just put that in any data field. That's a secure data information. That's a secure point that you want to keep and be able to say, hey, I've done everything within my power to keep that data safe. So for us, being able to truly say that and build a system that was truly able to capture everything we were getting from the client and store it in a safe way was a big deal for us. And again, we've been able to accomplish that with the new platform.
So when I first started going out to build CRM, to use a CRM, not to build a CRM, but to choose one, we would look at platforms like Salesforce and HubSpot and Infusionsoft, and you would start to get into these custom builds, and you would talk to engineers that would build those, and we'd get quotes of $50,000, $100,000, $300,000. And then when you would get into CRMs that claimed to be for your niche that were not all that effective at the time, the seat fees would be $50, $90, $100, $199 per member per month. They were just astronomically expensive. Just getting into lead routing and pipeline routing and all of that, it was so confusing. And so as we ventured into that world, we at some point decided we need to build our own. And the cool thing about what we're doing now is we did build our own CRM, and then we extended that to our partners, and it became such a big part of our company that we became a CRM company, or an agency management system company, a marketing system company. But now we are taking it a step further to improve the user experience in a way, and this AI revolution has paved the way for us to do this in a way that allows us to create what we've really been after the whole time, which is a fully integrated software solution, a fully integrated solution to agencies. Most big companies have to get to 75 million to 100 million in revenue before they really can tackle an integrated technology solution for their company. But recent advances in technology have allowed us to create this in a way that we can extend this to companies that are even below $1 million in revenue, and they will pretty much have their own completely integrated piece of technology for their company. It's an exciting time. It's a scary time because things are getting that much better. The competition is going to be stronger too, because now something that used to be a hurdle for a smaller agency is now no longer a hurdle, thanks to some of these technological advances, and we're just happy to be on the forefront of this push. Knowing we were positioned very well. The fact that we were building GoGuru and so many system changes years ago, and then created a team around that of people that really just get up in the morning with their full mission to help agencies grow and solve problems for agencies. We're positioned so well to be at the forefront of this advance. So I'm very excited about GoGuruX, as you can tell.
What do we want? What do we don't want, right? There's a lot of back and forth between the dev team on what features and what problems are what problems actually warrant a feature and what feature is just there to be a feature rather than a problem solver. And so we didn't want to just have features for the sake of having features. And I think that's what high level was. A lot of features, but nothing very specific to what we were doing as an insurance agency. And so we were able to build every feature in there with the consideration of what a Medicare agent needs to be successful. And so it always comes down to, is this going to help the agent be more efficient and be more successful in their marketing and power all of their automations that they already have built even more than what it already had done in the past? And I think we hit the nail on the head with it. I think we've blown that out of the water with the power that we've given you. The simplicity of use, the ease of use, the efficiency of the agent, and getting everything you need right there in one platform, streamlined, centralized in one platform, and giving you the ability to take what you're already doing, not really change anything, but have a more effective operation.
In GoGuru, at the initial launch of GoGuru, we've seen so many agencies that used to use, from the smaller agency that used an Excel spreadsheet and paper files, to the people that were using CRMs that just were very, very small levels of CRM. So like when sometimes someone would go on a CRM, they would get a system that was basically a searchable database. It was like, instead of a spreadsheet, it was one step up. It was a nice interface over the top of an Excel spreadsheet that would help them search for client data. The initial GoGuru win was taking people and integrating a full telephony system with SMS marketing, email marketing, automation builders in the background, calendar links, review management, all of that right there within your agency management solution. The new push is like, now the agency management solution or system, which I would say was probably where we were lacking the most in user experience, because we had built it from a system that was so broad that it wasn't specific to our infrastructure in this industry. Now with GoGuruX, we're completely changing that to where the user experience is not only in line with the best user experience, we would argue that it's better, and we've integrated features now like that would replace things like Slack or Google Chats or things like that we weren't even replacing before. It's become fully integrated and beats the user experience side. But really the biggest win so far, up until the launch of GoGuruX, has been really giving people the ability to take their marketing, take control of their own marketing and their own processes, and become experts in building that out. And if they weren't experts, a lot of our wins have been our team sitting there and holding their hand, helping them build those processes out.
Now, instantly, internally, we've been using the platform for a couple of months now, and internally, we've seen the agents be way more efficient. They went from creating a contact to putting in the policy and finishing that within a 2 to 3 minute span of data entry, which I can't say for a lot of CRMs. A lot of platforms are very cumbersome to actually create the contact and then get the policy information in there. We've streamlined that entire process so it flows just like you would expect it to flow, in the flow that you're getting the data to the very end to policy submission. And so we've expedited the amount of time that it's taken an agent to put that data in and get the data out. And we've come back and we've noticed that agents are able to write 15 and 20 policies a day with the systems that we have them plugged into, where they might have been writing 5 to 10 policies a day before. We've really almost doubled their production and efficiency because we're just keeping them in a position where they don't have to think about anything. The data is jumping right out at them and it's just making it mindless for them.
The long-term vision is to always look to what can be done to evolve, because as we're excited about this newest evolution of and knowing that we are at the forefront of the best systems in the space, the most cutting edge, the fastest growing, we also know that we're the tip of the spear in the industry. We're going out and finding the problems before anyone else, and so we have to continue to do that. The journey isn't now we're done. The journey is ever evolving. The technological landscape of the entire world is shifting so rapidly that we can't slow down, but we always have to look for when is the right time to roll out this new feature, and what do the people need. So the next thing is just going to be listening to you, the user. So if you're the user, you're the agent, you're the agency owner, and you're in the system, we are listening. You know, we can't do every single thing that everybody wants because it just doesn't make sense to do that sometimes. But in quantity, in special need, in good idea, when you bring it up, we do listen, and those are the changes we take to heart. I can tell you that happens for sure. For instance, yesterday I was talking to Steven and the team, and there was something someone asked, I can't even remember what it was, but somebody asked Steven, can we do this? And it was immediately something that he said, yeah, we can do that. But it was up until they said that wasn't even an idea that was on our mind. So we're listening. Sometimes it's just one person bringing it up and it makes sense. But other times it's a preponderance of people that are bringing it up and it makes sense, and we have to go out and pave the way. So the future is us listening to you and making sure that we have the system that fits the needs of as many people as possible in the industry and is at the forefront, the tip of the spear, so to speak, in the CRM and marketing system world.
Honestly, I think it was probably just the fact that we could actually do this. It was probably early on this year when we were sitting down and Jacob had come to me and he showed me something. And I really didn't think much about it. I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But it wasn't until about a month later when something else come back up, and I think Justin had challenged us to do something, and then I went to Skylar and I challenged Skylar to do something, and when Skylar come back, he had actually figured it out. I had challenged him to do something and said, hey, by like the end of the quarter, actually I think I said by Medicare Con, let's see if we can figure this out. And a week later, Skylar come back to me and was like, hey, we got this figured out. And that's when I was like, oh shit, okay. If we've got that figured out, what we could do because of that one thing was really the game changer for us. That's when we formed the dev team. I think the next week I come in, I said, all right, we officially got a dev team. So we put our heads down and we got to work since then. Oh, well, it's a lot. I put my stamp of approval on it. And so anything I put that on, I want to make sure that it's up to par with what the industry standard is. And I think that is exactly this. Same for Justin. I think he wouldn't put his name or get behind anything that we truly didn't believe in. And we really believe in this product because as cliche as it is, it's built by agents for agents, but what better way to be, right? We know exactly what our partners need to be successful after guiding them for the last 3 or 4 years, because we did it first. And right after we did it, we started showing people how to do it. And the biggest thing that happens when they come back to us is, well, how do I do what you're doing? How can I plug in and do exactly what you're doing? So I wanted to create a solution that was truly an all-in-one platform that I could say, hey, this is truly your plug and play. This is your This is your tech stack in a box. When you go to get in the business, this is essentially all you need. You just need to plug in the data to the platform and the rest is going to take care of itself. We're giving you the same data points, the same key performance indicators that we're looking at an agency to be successful. We're putting it at your fingertips and we're giving you the exact same systems and processes that we were using to be successful. And so when it's all said and done, I will be able to say, hey, this is truly your tech stack in a box, your agency in a box. You just need to go do the work. And as long as you're willing to do the work, plug it into the system, it's going to give you the same success that we've had as an agency. And so I think that's the most fulfilling thing for me, is being able to tell somebody, hey, you truly have a platform that works for us, is going to work for you too.